Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mindoro Frida, the African girl. So I'm on a trip to Kabale, or rather, I had a trip to Kabale. For those who don't know, I'm from Uganda and I live in the northwestern part of Uganda, that is in Arua. So I had a trip to Kabale. So this was me on the way heading to town, where I thought I could get a bus. So because I had not booked earlier on, so I thought I would just walk into the bus station. And so those ones you see in uniform are the army, they're cleaning the town, which was a good thing. Yeah, so I'm heading straight to the bus station. So I thought I would get a bus. So I reached, this is the Nile Star office in Arua, and I reached there. All the buses had gone, so they didn't have any other bus left. I reached there at 11:30. The last bus had gone, so I'm heading off to the next station. I went to California, not there, so this was me heading to the baby coach office. And lo and behold, the last bus had gone. So the last option for me was HFT. So this bus, I was excited, thinking it was going, but no. They said they were not going at 1, so I had to take a taxi. So this was me, where the place where the taxis park. So the people standing are brokers and just getting customers for the taxis. So this one was full, I couldn't get in it, so I had to wait for another taxi to come. And here we are, thinking we are going to leave soon, and we were disappointed. They told us we need to move to another taxi, so it was me in the other taxi. And we waited. I entered this taxi at midday, and we started the journey 3 p.m. You can imagine all the time in the middle what we were doing. So on the way, you see a lot of charcoal and everything, but I was happy that we started the journey. I didn't know the time we were going to reach Kampala, but I was hopeful that we were going to reach. The plan was to travel from Arua to Kampala and then immediately jump in the next bus that was heading to Kabale, but that plan didn't work. So we reached somewhere around Mario Kolo. We had to get off the taxi because we had to load some charcoal. So we used the opportunity to also ease ourselves. So as you can see on the taxi, they are loading charcoal. And soon we were back on the road heading to Navy. So this is Navy town. So guys, by the time we reached Navy town, my knees were so scared because I sat on the seat that is immediately after the driver's seat. And imagine sitting like that, you can't stretch your legs. To Kampala, it was very, very hard. Though we had stopovers on the way where I would get out and stretch, but they weren't really helping much. So this is the beautiful Navy town. It's not really a very big town, but it is a good town. I lived here for 2 months, and I can really say that it's a good town, and one can really just live here. Okay, it's not that chaotic. So Pakwach town, here we are. So this is one of my best towns. Number one, because it has so many crafts. You can get different crafts, handmade, and then of course fish. You can get good fish from here. And the water, I love the sight of water. So this was us in Pakwach town, so we're heading towards the checkpoint. The police have to check the vehicles for any smuggled thing, any illegal thing. They have to check everything, including the trucks, the tatas, anything. They have to check it properly. So we are here at the checkpoint, and people keep selling different things, drinks, fish. As you can see, that lady carrying in her hands, sim different things. People just come to sell. Oh yeah, This is fish, one of my favorite fish. We call it nang nang. So I don't know what it means. The Alurus can translate better, but it's just deep fried fish. They're tiny, tiny, and they're deep fried and so delicious. So yeah, heading towards my favorite in this place. That is the water bridge. So we went across the Pakwach Bridge. I love the sight of it. It is so so refreshing for me. So I just love to see water. I love to feel water. I just love. No, it might sound weird, but smell of water is so refreshing for me. I love it. And so immediately after the bridge, you enter the park area, right? You can see the beautiful island, then the water, the floating plants. So immediately after leaving the park, the water, you enter the park. So I reached Kampala at 1 a.m. So this is me walking on the streets of Kampala at 1 a.m. This is Arua Park. So I just had to figure out a place to sleep because I needed to rest. So I got a guy who took me to this hotel. My room, a simple room. Yeah, so simple. All I wanted was just a place to lay my head and rest, and I wanted water to just have my bath. Oh, this place offered it, so this is my simple room. So it wasn't the best, its own issues here and there, but yeah. So it was called the Tropical Guest House. That's where I rested for about 3 to 4 hours, from 1 to 6. So I had very swollen legs, and besides, I sat behind the driver, and I think that's where the engine is. It was so hot. So my bus called me to check me whether I'd reached, whether I'd found a place to rest. So this was his. It's 1:19, 1:20 actually a.m. and I have to be on the road by 6 a.m. So meaning I have to wake up before 6 a.m. and I forgot my national ID. So I have a scanned copy in my machine, so I have to get it. So having 3 hours before I am back on the next journey. So when I went back, it was my first time going to Kabale. I had never been there, so I was told to use the gateway bus. So I woke up, I moved out of the hotel, out of the guest house, and I immediately got a border guy. So I was like, please, can you take me to the gateway office? The guy took me to the gateway garage, and we asked the guy was like, no, there's not the office, go to the other side. So where we went, there were so many buses, and I wanted gateway, but I asked, they were like, no, we don't have a bus at 30. I don't know how true that was, so I don't know. So I had to go for the next option. That was the Jaguar bus. An experience. I don't think I'll ever use that bus again, but I don't know still. But I don't know. So yeah, I used the Jaguar bus and we set off. The journey was okay. So there were beautiful sights on the road, so many swamps, valleys, hills. And one interesting thing for me was how they build their houses, how they position the houses, how it's just, I don't know. I think because it's a swampy kind of area. So yeah, it's like they have a particular design for houses, like how they're supposed to construct, but the entire place is beautiful. So I just let you view a little bit of it. So So, guys, one thing I forgot to tell you was the place is very, very cold. As in, um, it's very cold. Western Uganda is very, very cold. As you can see from the clouds, there is no sun, it is cloudy. In fact, at this point, it was raining. This point was raining. So by the time we reached Masaka, this is the petrol station where we had a break. So the rain had reduced, so people were able to move. So I had to get some snacks. This is roasted plantain, and just eating. The good thing is it was very, very hot. So I think they were just roasting them around, so it was hot. It was really, really helpful because the place is so, guys, I love cold more than heat, right? But mm-mm, not again too much cold. So you can see it's a very mountainous kind of place. You know, it's full of hills, valleys, swamps, and all of that. So very, very cold place. I think this day the temperature was around 16, 17. But it was really, really cold. And you would see huge plantations along the way, huge ranches. I think these guys are farmers, right? These guys are real farmers. All these are ranches. See, they're all fenced, and you would see cattle at the distance. And these are just all huge farmlands, which is very good. We'd see private roads, and it was just all so beautiful. Like I said earlier, they have a way they build houses. The houses are kind of slanting. I think it's because of the kind of it's because of the topography of the place, right? Most of them build in swamps, others build on hills, so you can see most of the houses are slanting. So huge banana plantations, a lot of beautiful things, right? I was very excited. I tried my best not to sleep during this journey because I really wanted to just look at the beautiful. My friend used to talk. I have so many friends who come from the western part of Uganda. Talk of Kabale, Kanungu, Kisoro, Mbarara, very many. So I was just so excited to look at all this. And so we finally reached Mbarara town, and I was excited that we have 2 hours to go. But something happened along the way that you are going to see. But Mbarara town, rather Mbarara city, is so beautiful. Yeah, it's so beautiful. So it was so good seeing it for the first time. I've always been hearing about it, but I'd never reached there. So it's not a bad place though. It's very good, quite developed. Oh, guys, one thing I can tell you is if you're traveling, maybe you better use a gateway bus or a baby coach if you're going that side, because those are also buses that go direct. Because I didn't have a good experience with Jaguar, but yeah, it is what it is. I reached, and I did what I was supposed to do. Maybe another thing I can say is if you are traveling in a taxi, please avoid the seat immediately behind the driver, because you will not be able to stretch your legs. I don't want you to have the knee issues that I had, so it is not easy. So please, please, and please, if you can, avoid that seat by all means. Avoid those seats by all means, because I think my feet got burnt. here we are. This is what I was telling you about. I thought it was remaining 2 hours. But we had to take more than 2 hours. So our bus got a flat tire when we were in motion. So like we were moving after passing a hump, we just had a sound, from the tires, and good enough the bus wasn't speeding that much because it had just passed a hump. So the driver had to quickly pull and park. So we had to get out of the bus. We had a flat tire, but luckily enough, a gateway bus came and gave us a spare tire. So that is the gateway bus that you're seeing right there. And then we were back on the road. So one thing I didn't like about this particular bus is that it kept stopping. There were very many stopovers, and immediately anybody just puts their hand to stop the bus stops. At some point, all the seats in the bus were occupied, but the bus was still taking in more people. People were seated in the corridors, others were standing. I just didn't like that experience at all. So that's what I just didn't like about the bus. If the bus capacity is 60, let it be 60 people. My destination, Kabale, NTC. I'm so tired. My legs are swelling like that. I was excited about these sambusas. Jehovah. They were so tasteless, and that excitement about something, then when you taste it, it's not what you wanted. Exactly that. So after I'd finished to do what I was doing there in the evening, so I had to go back to the hotel. So my colleagues were like, no, you sat in the bus for hours, you can't sit on a boda, you have to walk. So we had to walk to the guest house where I put up. I got a room. It was a single room. It was better than the one I slept in Kampala. They were all of the same price, yeah. All of them were 25. So yeah, this bed had a very hard coating, so I was trying to check what they put, and it was a waterproof cover. So they have their reasons for putting it, though I didn't like it, but yeah. So I reached Kabale at around 4:30, coming to 5. I was super tired. My legs were hurting. My knees were paining. I wanted to have my bath and sleep. So right now, my food is here. Let me eat my food. I have milk here. And then I sleep. Let me quickly eat my food, and that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was such an experience, and I loved it. Though kind of it was tiring, it was so hectic, but it's all good. It is very cold right now. I even have to cover myself. Good enough, the bed cover is so heavy. It's so heavy, so that's good. My food, I know my face is pale. I usually don't smear at night, so yeah. Let me eat my food, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. So this is what I'm having for supper. I got it from one hotel called Skyline Hotel. Yes.